All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Um, Always need your help, so watch the videos. Some days are better than other days. I guess it depends on the topic. I'm going to be discussing Eagles and their ticket prices for their farewell tour, which, again, um, anyone wants to send me, I guess I'll go that way. Before I get going, Overland and this album called Contagious. Now, Overland is a project band with Steve Overland as the singer. He's kind of a cross between Paul Rodgers and Michael Bolton, all right, vocally speaking. If you haven't heard his work, it's really spectacular. He was also on that Lone Rider album that I was promoting last year. That's Steve Overland. Very versatile vocalist. And if you check out these Overland projects, I think you're really going to dig the music on here. Well written, right in that wheelhouse of great melodic rock, AOR, however you want to categorize it, classic rock kind of sounding stuff. So again, Overland and Contagious. Go look that one up. And all the other Overland projects, I believe there are at least a couple of more. So speaking of classic rock, Eagles and Steely Dan. It's this is it, folks. And you know what? I'm looking at ticket prices and I'm thinking, all right, it's early too, because I don't think tickets go on sale officially until tomorrow. But I went to a website, eagles-tickets.org, and I'm just looking at this information here. And these aren't good seats, by the way. Do a little screen share here so you can take a look. So they call this a great deal. Got 4 stars, $257 each. So you buy 2 tickets, you're looking at over $500. This is before we get to fees and processing and all that stuff. They add on all these crazy things. In addition, you think, okay, I'm just going to check out and buy these tickets. And by the time you get to the checkout, this happened to me a couple of times when I wanted to go buy, I don't know what show it was, but where is Lounge 301? Well, here's where Lounge 301 is, all right? The stage is here, and here's Lounge 301. So this, I think, would be considered nosebleed. Now, maybe if these are kind of like private areas where, people will come out and bring you drinks. And I'm not sure how MSG works. I haven't been there in many, many years. I think I've been there once to see a show when I lived up in the Northeast, and I can't even remember. I think it was like Steve Winwood. But in any event, that's how memorable the show. No, I don't know. I don't know what I went to see there. It probably was a non-music event, from what I can recall. So in any event, so Lounge 301, you're way out here. You got 17 tickets left over there, starting at $257, right? So again, now as you can see, I'm putting the cursor over other sections. So here's something kind of close. $1,097. $1,097. Floor seats. Okay, the floor seats are actually a little bit cheaper. $940, $664, $995. 18 tickets in section 107 from $2,660. So you can get in the arena for $257 or $400. And you look back here, you're looking. So this is literally like one of the worst places to sit. And it's $257 to go see the Eagles. All right. And if you go around the horn here, you can basically see that these ticket prices don't get much better. At least you're a little bit closer here. 306, 277, 318. But if you want to sit in this section here, it'll cost you $1,097. If you want to sit in 107, it'll cost you $2,660. Yeah. So again, folks, this is just not my thing. Mostly because it's just ridiculous. These bands are not in their prime anymore. Now, the argument's going to be, hey, it's going to be the last time you get to see these two bands, especially together. So it's a real cool thing. And it is a real cool thing, right? And these guys aren't making money doing anything else. They're not putting out new material, and the concert is really the only way for them to earn a living at this stage. But I think everybody in both Steely Dan and the Eagles is probably fairly well off financially. So give something back to the fans. Hey, thanks for 50 years of supporting us, and we're going to make those tickets affordable. That would be a real stupid thing to do based on supply and demand, because the demand obviously is going to exceed the supply, and thus the tickets are going to go up in price. Now, I don't even know if this is that so-called dynamic ticket pricing model, which means as we get closer to the show and tickets become more scarce, those tickets are going to be priced into the stratosphere. Not that $26.60 per ticket isn't already pretty high up there as far as altitude goes, right? But hey, if rich people can afford this and say they want to bring me, right, and you got an extra ticket, and thinking about that Harmless Dave guy, he said he might want to go. Of course, to get to New York City and all that stuff would be another issue. I'd prefer when the band makes its trip down here to Florida, maybe in Tampa or over on the East Coast somewhere. It might be okay to go see the Eagles and Steely Dan. I mean, it's a big deal. This is the last tour. And what is really tragic, though, folks, is this is where everything is ending up. I mean, in the old days, you had your ticket stub. You're like, hey, $17, I'm in. I'm in to see whatever concert. Now, the Eagles didn't get crazy until hell froze over. And then they realized, if you got an American Express card, we'll let you in, and we'll let you in early. And, it'll cost you like $1,000, but you're going to have prime seating and you're going to be treated like royalty. We'll give you a t-shirt, whatever. That was the hook. And people with disposable income just lined up, and it was their favorite band of all time. And this was a chance of a lifetime. This is when Don Felder was still in the band too. Technically, folks, both Steely Dan and the Eagles only have one original member. Yeah. And they're both named Don. You have Donald, technically, Donald Fagen. Nobody calls him Don Fagen. And then you've got Don Henley, and nobody calls him Donald Henley. So it's interesting. It's either Don or Donald. I guess it doesn't matter. But you got the two Dons. That's all you got left here, folks. And you're paying through the nose. So I hope you enjoy the show if you're going. Let me know how that all works out. And if you have that much money, by the way, and you want to pitch me $1 a month, $2 a month over on Patreon to keep this channel going, I would really appreciate it. Also, you can support me by going over to Modern Retro Radio, because they're sending people over here. I'm sending people over there. It's kind of like, a nice even swap where they get a few more listeners and I might get a few more viewers. This is, how we have to help each other in this current climate where if you start telling the truth about something, the algorithm suddenly just takes a vacation and goes somewhere else and says, I don't think we're going to promote this video. I think we're going to promote the Fluffy Bunny channel where, bunnies are just dancing around or something, or cats falling off of tables. That's you can get like 1 million views if you have a cat that falls off a table, because people would definitely rather watch that than this. All right. So here's Steve Overland, and his project band is called Overland. The album's called Contagious. It's contagious music. Anything Steve Overland does, whether it's FM, Shadow Man is another project that he does, and Lone Rider, which is my all-time favorite. Those two Lone Rider albums are spectacular. If you're a fan of the Eagles, I could see you enjoying Lone Rider, although it's more Bad Company sounding. And yeah, so there's good music to be heard out there. But folks, if you want to go see the Eagles and Steely Dan, it's going to cost you. And of course, why wouldn't it cost you? All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon.